July the 29th, 2023, I picked up the Genesis GV60 from Connecticut and drove it 1,100 miles back to Alabama. Today, we've turned just a little over 5,000 miles on the car, and I thought it'd be time to do a review of the outside and the inside. We'll take a quick drive, and I'll go over the things I like, I don't like, and any issues that I see in the car. This way it can help you make a decision, is this the right car for you when you're looking for an electric vehicle, or also the ones that already own the car, is what's it gonna be like in 5,000 miles from now? So stay tuned. So let's start at the outside of the car. Excuse the few bugs and things like that on the car, but I have not noticed any chips. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't any, but I have not noticed any chips yet on the paint. I do not have PPF or paint protection film on it or anything like that. I did rotate the tires. That was part of the service for the 5,000 miles, and I'll show you a picture of the tires here. They were fine. They're wearing evenly. It was pretty simple to just rotate them around. So probably a 20-minute job. Again, on the outside, of course, the car's unlocked right now. On the outside, everything looks to be fine. I mean, I don't have any issues. I know some people have had some problems with the spoiler delaminating or whatever coming up from the glass, and I don't have any issues. I'll run the camera around here. I don't have any issues at all with the spoiler. Everything looks good. Everything is still lined up very well. The gaps and the panel gaps and all that are perfect on this car. Not so from when I've owned 5 Teslas. They all had issues, but this one seems to be good. Again, tires are in great shape, wearing evenly. The outside of the car is looking good. So let's go into the inside of the car and take a peek, and let me show you the seats and just what the interior looks like at 4,000 miles. All right, inside the car, as you can see, if I can get the camera, we're at 5,075 miles. So let's just start on, I guess, the steering wheel. Here, we'll just hop in the car for a second. So, I have not cleaned the steering wheel at all. It is just like it was when I picked the car up. I haven't really seen any smudges or anything. I mean, there may be a smudge or two or whatever, but I have not cleaned anything on the vehicle. Dash, let's see if we can get up. I mean, dash is in good shape, which it should. I mean, nothing really should be wrong with this car at 5,000 miles. The gauge, all the buttons, all of those are in good shape. I think I've seen some video or pictures of maybe these buttons delaminating for some reason, bubbling up I guess the finish on it. But again, I can come down here and maybe tap and show you. There we go. Nothing at all that I've seen. Use the gear selector. That's in great shape. Everything's fine. I mean, it's a little, just nothing's dirty. Let me go to a little wider view here. So here you can see the armrest is in great shape. Just looking around, I mean, you can even look up here, headliner. I mean, we don't have any issues with the headliner. It's in great shape. If I get out, or I guess show you the door, driver's door, we'll look at all of them, but nothing. I mean, I have not cleaned this, and this is that, that light color interior on the car. And again, nothing. Look at the seat. This is the tell sign here. I mean, nothing. I wear blue jeans, I wear dark colored pants, and nothing at all, period, is stained on this car. Let's go to the back seat. Let me unlock it. Okay, again, here, I mean, there's one thing right here, but that's probably the kids or something. I just wiped it off. But again, nothing at all. Seat backs look good. The seats are in great shape. I mean, for this light color interior, I was really concerned that it would get just completely dirty. You know, of course, I do have the mats. I do need a vacuum, but I do have the Woo EV mats. That's wooev.com. They were great to send us some mats to test out. We'll come back here. We'll open it up. Now, of course, I can't open the hatch all the way up inside the garage because you'll see my lift. So I got to make sure I don't hit it. But, you know, other than it just being dirty, you know, nothing. I mean, everything is holding up just fine at 5,000 miles. And it should be, right? Everything should be holding up at 5,000 miles, period. So we'll come over here. Again, on the passenger rear side, we'll fix the seatbelt. Everything looks in great shape. You know, you're looking at the headliners in good shape. Doors are in great shape. Nothing at all. Here, the passenger door. The passenger seat, of course, let's look really closely at the bolsters and everything. And again, this interior has done a great job. All right, so let's walk around the car and let's talk about, before the drive, let's talk about what I don't like about the car. All right. Okay, so a couple of things that really kind of bugs me. As you can see, I'm on, you know, you can see the temperature 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes I get in the car and it switches over to Celsius. I'm not sure why, but all you do is you can hold the off and auto button together at the same time, and it switches it from cellular back to Fahrenheit, or Celsius, excuse me, back to Fahrenheit. Again, I don't know why, but that bugs me. The other issue I've had is the charging on the car. So I didn't do it. I'll show you here. I did not change the charging here. Let me see if I can find where. Okay. So here I only charge to 80% and then 100%, or I go up to 100% on DC charging. I wouldn't do that. I've got the car set at maximum for AC charging. Now I could select reduce or minimum. I ended up changing it in my Electrify America charger. So what was going on, if you, if for some reason the car would just stop charging, it could stop charging 10 minutes into the charge or an hour into the charge here at the house on AC, not DC. And what I've learned, and a lot of Hyundai Ioniq 5 owners have had this problem where they've had to bring down the amperage of their AC charging. I don't know if it's an issue with how long the line is. Mine's a pretty long line back to the panel up in the attic, or what, but it's almost like the car is sensing a drop in current, a drop in amperage, maybe thinks it's overheating, and it stops charging. So I would just say that that's the only issue, the two issues that I've had with the car. Yes, I would like for it to have had wireless CarPlay. Not that big of a deal. I can get an adapter. That's not a problem at all. I think the screens, going through all the screens, are really easy. I mean, you just use touch, or you can use the controller itself to go through and select different things. So you can definitely do that. Absolutely love this glove box or glove drawer or whatever you want to call it. I think it's just the slickest thing. But other than that, I would say that everything seems to be looking good, working well. You can see here, all the buttons, other than some fingerprints, of course, but the buttons are holding up nice. Everything's good. There is zero rattles and zero noises in this car driving it. When I had my Tesla at 4,000 miles, things would start rattling like crazy. I mean, every one of them did that. And it was kind of like, it seemed like every one of them around the 4,000 or 5,000 mile mark, they all started making noise. I even had on my Tesla, my latest refresh, when I even had this thing here that covers the cameras and all that, just fall down on me one day. It's the craziest thing. So I think that kind of covers the exterior and the interior of the car. Why don't we go take it out? Oh, and there's the Woo EV mats here in the front of the car. And they're holding up very well. I am so glad I got them. I hope they make a lighter color one day and send them to me. So let's go ahead and get on the road and drive the car a little bit and just see what my impressions are on the drive. See you in a sec. And we're back. So let's go take a quick ride. Let's talk a little bit about the car and the quality of the ride at 5,000 miles. And we'll kind of wrap the video up, backing out of my garage. So again, July the 29th is when I purchased the car. So I've had it just for a few months. I've got 5,075 miles on it. The only thing I've done is I literally rotated the tires this morning. I'll send a couple of pictures here on the video so you can see with the with the car with the tires off. Other than that, that is it. I think, I've added windshield washer fluid. So a lot of bugs around here in Alabama here lately. So ride comfort wise, the ride quality in the car to me has not changed at all. Zero. It drives just the way it did when I first bought the car. The wind noise is pretty much non-existent, other than one. Okay, so here's another gripe. I forgot about this one. So, and you probably are also noticing it too. Somewhere on the top part of the windshield, as you're driving down the road, you could be doing 50, you get on the interstate or whatever, and you're going to hear wind kind of come up over the top of this car. When I first bought the car, I had the luggage racks or whatever you call it here, cargo racks here on the top of the car going across. And I honestly thought that, okay, well, there's some wind buffering or whatever for these things to be there. I'll pull them off when I get home. I wouldn't use them anyway. So I did pull them off, but still noticed the same thing. And it's a consistent noise, so it's always happening. It's not kind of an intermittent thing. So I don't know if it's the little metal strip, the silver strip or chrome strip that goes across the top of the dash, or whatever the case may be. I'm not quite sure, but that would be another gripe. So so 3 gripes: having to reduce the amperage of the charger because it would, on the AC side, would stop. Having to occasionally, not all the time, occasionally change from Celsius to Fahrenheit on the temperature. I don't know why it's doing that. And then this wind noise. Other than that, this car has been perfect. Can I say that for any of my other cars? I can't say that for Tesla. Period. Just can't do it. The build quality is horrible in those cars. Tech and drive and their drivetrain and their batteries and all that, the best in the business. The ride quality, or not necessarily ride quality, just the build quality is horrible. The Ford Mustang Mach-E that I owned, I had that one for roughly about 6 months and had about 5,000 miles on it. That car was great. Same thing like this Genesis, not a problem at all. It was just a little bit more of a bouncier ride than this Genesis. Genesis is just a lot more smoother. It really almost feels like this thing is sitting on airbags, and I know, or air suspension. I know it's not, but it kind of feels like it is. And then the Audi e-tron I had, that one I think I probably had about 11,000 miles on it, and there was just nothing wrong with that car. It drove like it did from when I bought it new. Great car, whatever. So enough about those cars. We're talking about the Genesis. But again, ride quality,
bumps, all those things. Nothing has changed on this car. Not a single, knock on wood for me, not a single creak or crack or vibration or rattle or anything at all, period. I mean, Genesis or Honda, whoever you want to say, they build a really good car. And I'll tell you what, this car was never on my radar until my good friend Dave with Out of Spec Dave, he had bought one for his wife, and that got me thinking about it. So him and I talked on the phone a few times, and he definitely convinced me it was a good car to get. And so, of course, then I flew to Connecticut to pick it up. You know, one of the things I'm glad I did was with Woo EV, I was glad they were able to send me these mats to try out, and I've already had a video on that, so come back to my channel, look, there's a video on the review of these mats. They're great mats. It's wooev.com. Please give them a call, or go to their website and buy these floor mats. But I'm glad I did that, because, you know, this has got light carpet. I wish it would have had black carpet, but it's got light, you know, it's got the light carpet in it, and so I was really concerned about stains, and there was a couple on the floor mats, so they were doing their job, but I didn't want to look at that all the time. So I'm so glad I got these mats. Other than that, you know, I'm very pleased. Would I buy this car again? A few people have asked me this. Would I buy it again? I would buy it again in a split second. I wish the range was a little higher. I wish maybe it was about 350 range. I mean, I'm still getting great range. I think this is a 248 mile range car. I am consistently able to get about 275, 280 range in this thing once I kind of calculate it. And it seems to be consistently doing that if I'm driving around the city, and probably 90% of my driving is city driving. You know, picking up, you know, kids from school, or running errands, or what, just going out with my wife at night to eat dinner or something, occasional football game or whatever. It's been great. On the interstate, I think it's more like, I would probably say 240, 250 is where it's ranging on the interstate, but I'm also driving probably 75 miles an hour. So it's definitely not going to be more efficient. But I am averaging probably about 4.0 miles per kilowatt hour in this car, which is great. So you can kind of do the math, taking that and the size of the battery, which I think is 74.3 kilowatts or something like that. But to size this all up, to kind of recap everything, I would buy it again. I hope that Genesis fixes the few little flaws in the car. I know that the temperature changing over to Celsius, and the charging, you're having to bring down the amperage in the charger, either on the car or at the charger. Those definitely can be fixed via software updates. So I'm hoping that they'll do that. I also hope that they will work closer with Electrify America and do the just basically plug in charge and let it come through your account. So I'm hoping that happens. And then also I'm hoping that maybe they will start to develop their own charging network at the dealerships. They've got Honda, Kia, and Genesis. They got a ton of dealers to put chargers in, and charging cabinets. And really what they should be doing is they should at least have 10 chargers per dealership. I think would be great. So now we have more places to charge than just Electrify America, which is horrible right now, and hopefully they'll get their act together, but they're really, really bad. And then it's gonna be nice when Tesla opens up their charging network, because now we'll be able to charge our cars there as well. And hopefully the Tesla drivers will welcome us coming in to charge. So I appreciate you going on this quick little ride and the video on the 5,000 mile review of the Genesis GV60. Please keep checking back for new videos. Please select the like button, or click the like button and subscribe and ring the bell. It definitely helps me build the channel. And the more I can build it is the more content for electric vehicles I'm able to do. Also, if you want me to do a specific video on a certain part of the Genesis GV60, let me know and I'll get that one pushed out as well on my channel. Thank you. Until the next video, have a great day.